Hello everyone. Hey, tonight I've been wanting to do this dish. It's the holidays and it's coming up, so I want to do a pork tenderloin, cranberry pecan bourbon sauce. I've never done it before, but I kind of got an idea what I want to do. We'll see if it works out. I'm going to start with just getting the sauce out of the way and set it off the side, and I'm going to use butter instead of olive oil for this one. You know, it's kind of the holidays. I want that whole holiday thing going. So I'm going to start with a couple tablespoons of butter over medium-high heat, and I've diced up some shallot. I'm going to start this. It's going to be kind of a sweet, savory sauce. So I'm going to put some shallot in there. And I probably got, I don't know, 3 tablespoons of finely diced shallot. I'm going to let those cook for a minute, and then we'll come right back. Okay, so I've got the shallots. They're kind of, I browned them a little bit. You can brown them, you can not brown them. They need to be at least translucent. And folks, this is what giving up in life looks like right here. Half a bottle, no, I'm kidding. So this, I'm going to add about a cup of bourbon sauce, or bourbon, Jack Daniels, whatever you want to add. I'm just going to throw that in there. Like I said, that's about a cup. I'm going to let the alcohol burn off. It'll take but a second. I can already smell the bourbon. And then I'm going to add about a cup of chicken broth. I didn't have any stock, so I'm using broth, which will be fine for this. Turn the heat up. I'm on about medium-high right now. Just going to let that alcohol cook off for 1 second. Probably good to go. About a cup of chicken broth. Like I said, this is going to be a sweet, savory sauce. So I'm going to add about a half a bag of cranberries. And this is for, you know, probably up to 4 people. I'm going to let that boil for 8 or 10 minutes. And just kind of, you know, a medium boil, not a hard boil, but a medium boil. And then we'll come back and take a look at the rest of it. Okay, so this has been boiling about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add a half a cup of brown sugar. You can see the cranberries are kind of popping a little bit. So a half a cup of brown sugar. I'm going to squeeze an orange. This is a blood orange. I'm going to get a little orange in there. Beautiful orange. So that's 1 orange. And we're just going to kind of continue to let that cook. And I'll probably take some of this peel and cut it and throw it in there too. So we'll be back in a minute. So I saved a little bit of the peel, you can see here. I'm going to cut the white part off, just kind of skim the white part off there. Don't really want it in there. Almost just using the zest as best you can. And then I'm just going to kind of julienne this. And we're just going to throw that into the sauce. Smells good. So it's coming together. We'll let it continue to reduce, and we're going to move on to the tenderloins. So I've got these pork tenderloins. These are actually split in half. I have 1 1/2. It's going to be for 2 people. It's probably too much. But let me tell you, these came from the Gamble Farms. They're known as the meat shop over off Dutch Valley. I think the 3600 block of Dutch Valley, but the meat shop, look them up. They're great. And they gave me these. They are FDA or USDA approved for beef. I don't think they're quite yet approved for pork, but they gave me these. I didn't pay for them. So they can't sell pork right now, but they have the best steaks and beef. If you have a chance, go over and see them. It's the Gamble family, but the meat shop, and it's really good stuff. So I'm going to start with salt and pepper in these, and I'm just going to sear them, and then they're going to go to the oven. We're going to do a little cornbread. You'll see a little bit of cornbread, not stuffing, but we're going to sprinkle them with cornbread when they get closer to being done. And I'm going to sear them in butter as opposed to olive oil or some other type of oil. Again, I'm trying to keep, sorry, falling apart here. It happens. I'm trying to keep this kind of festive. I think butter is a good deal to sear these in. So I'm going to get these going, sear them on all sides, and they're going to the oven. Okay, so we're going to start searing these. I've got my skillet is hot. I'm going to brown them on all sides, and then they're going to the oven. So we'll come back when these are nice and brown right when they go in the oven and let you look at them. Okay, so these are nice and brown. I'm going to go in the oven, I think, at 400 degrees, 375, 400, doesn't really matter. And our sauce is getting nice and thick. Tasted it, it's really good. But these are probably going for 12, 14 minutes. Just throw them in there like that, let them finish up. In the meantime, we're going to make some cornbread stuffing, more or less, for them. It's not really cornbread stuffing, but you'll see here in a minute. Okay, for this cornbread, and like I said, it's not really a stuffing. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle the top of it more or less. So I've got some corn muffins, of course, Dean's corn muffins from the restaurant. Any kind of cornbread. I like the idea of cornbread with this rather than like a panko or something like that. Because again, it is the holidays. This goes a little better with it, in my opinion. So I'm just going to mash these up. Throw them in there. And then I have some chopped, this is rosemary and thyme. So I'm going to throw some of that in there. And I have some chopped pecans. So I'm going to throw some of that in there. So all that's going to go in there. Mix it around. And this is what we're going to use in the pork tenderloin to kind of finish it off at the top. We're going to put it back in the oven after it comes out. We're going to slice it, stuff it a little bit, put it back in and let this toast up. So anyway, that's where we're headed with this. I'm going to put some pecans in the sauce as well. I didn't want to put them in yet because I didn't want them to get too soft. So I'm going to add those to our sauce, probably all of them, why not? And then lastly, I want to say, the pork I'm using tonight is pasture-raised pork. And I can't say enough good things about it. This particular pork, I know exactly where it came from. I know how it was raised. And the flavor really makes a difference. So if you get the opportunity to get some pasture-raised pork, try it and just see if you don't like it. We'll be back in a minute. So we're going to pull these smoky guys out. They've been in about 12 minutes. So I'm just going to transfer them over here. I'm going to save the pan because they're going right back in the oven. And what I'm going to do, I think, and this is more or less to help that stuffing stay in there. Right now they're about a medium well, which for me I kind of like, but I'm going to cook them a little bit more. So I'm just cutting a little pockets in here, more or less, not all the way through. Somebody's been trimming their shoes with a knife because it's not quite as sharp. All right, so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, now this is going to be hot, so I got to be careful. What I'm going to try to do is just kind of stuff that. It's going to be a little messy, but that's going to be okay. Stuff that right in there and then right back into the pan. Stuff it right back into the pan. Stuff it. Now I'm going to set those in there. I've got a little extra here, so I'm just going to go across the top with them, just like that. That's what we got. I debated about whether to put a little butter on top. Actually, I think I will. Let's just do this, just like that. Now these cook for 12 minutes at 400 degrees. And I've got kind of a hot oven, so it may be in like 410 or whatever. It's not going to matter that much. But anyway, back in the oven. We'll go another 6 minutes. Okay, we're back. So I've got these nice pork tenderloins. I'm going to do it like this. Just going to pull them out and set them right here. Now, if you wanted that stuffing, dressing, cornbread stuff a little crispy, you could run them under their broiler for a second. I chose not to do that. I'm going to dump all that out. And then, lastly, I've got this beautiful sauce here. You can see I'm going to dump some, the last minute here, just dump some pecans in there, let it get nice and warm. Stir that around. And that, I'm telling you, the flavor of this is really good. And then I'm just going to, you know, put it on there, spread it around. Now you can garnish if you want. Dress it up a little bit. You know, you put your fresh sprig of thyme. We've got some rosemary here. Having beets tonight, and we've got some sweet potatoes. So that's plenty for 4 people. There's 2 of us here. This should be interesting. I guess we'll be having it for lunch too. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. It should be really good. See you next time. Keep those comments coming. All right, let's eat.